Start lying down, any comfortable position for you. Remember to listen to your body today. Only do what's comfortable for you. If we come into a pose that doesn't feel right in your body, is uncomfortable, or if you're experiencing any kind of pain, excuse me, please come out and join us again whenever you are ready. Take breaks when you need to. Take water breaks as well. And remember that your practice comes first. So I may give you some suggestions, but you find whatever variation in the pose that feels best in your body today. Let's take a moment here to connect with our breath. So first, just noticing what the breath is like right now, where you feel your breath in your body. Noticing the quality of your breath. Is it quick or slow, shallow or deep? Notice if maybe it catches somewhere, and notice where it flows. So for today's practice, I invite you to find Ujjayi breath. So our Ujjayi breath is kind of like a whisper or a constriction along the back of the throat. As we breathe out, it's almost like we are trying to fog up a window. And as we breathe in, we find that constriction in our throat once again. So as you find your next few rounds of breath, I invite you to not only find the Ujjayi breath, that ocean sounding breath, but also breathing in through your nose and into your diaphragm, nice and slow, and long, slow exhales out. We're going to start with a meditation called yoke. So union. Softening your shoulders here as you breathe. Know that there's nothing you need to do in the next few moments. Perhaps you feel the clothes on your skin and your body lying here on the earth. I invite you to visualize a light of any color. And imagine that that light is starting from your belly button in that area. And feel the light as if it were the light from the sun. Start to picture the light moving through your body, into your chest and heart, down your arms, and into your fingers. The light now descends upon your lower limbs to your feet and toes, filling you up with warmth. See how the light moves into your mind and fills your head with sunlight. Let the light radiate outside of your body into the space around you. And allow it to move out towards the people around you, whether it's in your home or in your neighborhood. As you lie here, the light starts to fill the space around you and connect all of the bodies who are close to you today, and all of us who have come here to practice today. See the light filter its way out into the wind and trees, into the waterways, the hills, the mountains, until it fills our entire planet. This light is not selective. It moves its way through the world, touching and filling every being until the universe is one bright light and you are part of it and it is part of you. Perhaps as we move through our practice today, we are able to continue radiating that light, radiating the warmth, and feeling the presence of our connection to each other. Finding some small movements in fingers and toes. Rolling around wrists and ankles. Perhaps you take a big stretch here. And then maybe hugging both knees in towards the chest, rocking here from side to side, or maybe making circles with your knees. All right, so before we come on up, let's find a few moving bridges. So feet come down towards the earth, about hip distance apart, knees are bent. Bring the arms down by your sides to begin. And then whenever you are ready, pushing your feet into the earth, lift your hips, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your glutes. And on your exhale, slowly lowering your hips down towards the earth. And just moving with your own breath. Remember to connect to that Ujjayi breath if it's comfortable for you. If it's not, just find your natural breath here while still breathing into your diaphragm and slowly breathing back out. All right. So the next time you come up into that bridge pose, holding the bridge, continue squeezing the inner thighs and the glutes. We're going to find some movement here with the arms. Okay. So arms reach up and back behind you, perhaps fingertips to the floor, and then bringing your arms back down by your sides. So we're keeping the bridge, but moving the arms. Move with your breath, inhaling in one direction and exhaling in the other. Warming up the legs. Continue pushing your feet into the earth. All right, let's find one more. And once that's complete, slowly lowering the back down towards the earth. Allow the back to come flat on the earth. And maybe just take a few rounds of breath here before finding movement, allowing the low back to settle. And I said we were going to find a moving bridge before we come up, but let's find a little more here. Okay, so perhaps you bring the feet wide on the mat, windshield wiper the knees, relaxing the lower back. Then we're going to find a little bit of core work here. Okay, so walking the feet back towards each other, knees are bent. Bringing the shins up so they're parallel to the ceiling. Draw the navel in, send the low back down towards the earth. We want to try and get the knees over the hips if we can. Okay, arms are going to come out to the side, palms face down to help us be anchored to the earth. And on your exhale, slowly allowing the legs to drop over towards the right side, but just allow them to hover, not quite touch. And then slowly bring the knees or the legs back to center. And then over towards the left side. So I invite you to inhale the knees to center and exhale the knees over towards the side. Trying to keep both shoulders flat on the earth. Draw the belly button in and up. If you wish to make this a little bit more difficult, you can extend the legs out a little bit further, send the knees out beyond the hips, or maybe extend the legs long. All right, so we're almost there. And the next time your knees come back to center, stopping there and releasing your feet to the earth. Reposition your back flat on the earth. Feel the core nice and warm. Okay, so we're gonna find a wind relief pose with option for some core work here. You decide which one you would like to come into. So to begin, let's hug the right knee in towards the chest, activating the right foot. Okay, so then perhaps you extend the left leg long and you have a choice here. You can lift that left leg up off the earth just an inch or two. Send the low back down towards the earth. Tuck, slight tuck of the tailbone, draw the navel in. Perhaps you continue looking up at the sky or the ceiling and just lift the head and the shoulders up off the earth. We want to imagine there's a grapefruit underneath the chin. Try not to crunch the chin in towards the chest. All right, and then we're gonna switch. So if you want to, try not to touch anything to the earth, the legs, the shoulders, switch over to the left side, activating the feet. Hug the knee in, soften the shoulders, away from the ears. Draw the belly button in. Remember to breathe into the diaphragm. Find the Ujjayi breath if that's helpful for you. All right, we're going to switch again back to the right side. Left leg comes out long. Try and challenge yourself a little bit here, but take a break if you need to, if the neck is uncomfortable. Place the head on the earth for a few rounds of breath. And then switching again to the left side, last side here. All right, let's place both feet on the earth. Knees are bent. Repositioning the back flat on the earth. Okay, so we're gonna have a couple different variations for this next pose. So we'll bring the legs up towards the sky, feet up towards the sky. If you need to, placing your hands underneath your hips to support the low back. Okay, and we're gonna do either single leg lifts or scissor kicks. So the single leg lift, we'll slowly lower, we'll start with the right leg down towards the earth, allow it to hover. And then slowly, slowly bring that right leg back up and then switch to the other side. All right, for our scissor kicks, we'll bring the right leg down towards the earth, allow it to hover. And then as the right leg comes up, left leg goes down. Take your time. And then as the left leg comes up, right leg comes down. You get it. Go nice and slow. So find whichever variation feels best for you. Nice and controlled. Draw the belly button in, send the low back down towards the earth. If you feel like you want to stop because it's getting hard, maybe try one more, because I bet you can do one more. It's the mind that wants to quit before the body. Oh, I lost my scissor motion. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. All right, we're gonna find a few more. All right, let's bring both feet up towards the sky. Slowly lower both feet to the earth, knees are bent. Take a moment here to feel all the effort you just put in. All right, let's roll over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then make your way up to seated and then right into a tabletop pose. And our tabletop wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Finding some organic movements here that feels right for you. So maybe it's cat cow, in and out of child's pose. Maybe it's making circles in the hips. Okay, gently making your way back into your tabletop pose. Let's bring the left foot back behind us, toes to the earth, and then we're gonna flip that foot so it comes parallel to the short edge of the mat. We're going to make sure our right wrist is underneath the right shoulder, shift the weight into the right shoulder, lift the left arm. So if you need to, you can always kickstand that right foot back behind you for a little bit more balance. And then perhaps you reach that left arm towards the front of the mat, roll the shoulder back and down the spine, lift the left foot up, back behind you for a balance. All right, a little bit something different here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the arm towards the leg, the left leg, left arm towards the left leg, bring the left leg up a little higher. So maybe they reach and then, so maybe they touch and then reach back out long again. And then once again, hand comes to the leg. Maybe you lift the leg higher. Squeeze that left glute as you lift the leg higher and then reach again towards the front of the mat, back of the mat. Let's do a few more. Come back together and reach out long. Come back together, reach long. All right, let's find one more. Come back together, lift the back leg, squeeze, 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 and then slowly lower the back leg, lowering it all the way to the earth. Bring that left arm back over underneath the left shoulder, come into tabletop. All right, so let's make our way over to the other side. Right foot comes back behind us, toes to the earth. Flip that foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left wrist under left shoulder, right hand reaches up. And then perhaps you reach that right arm towards the front of the mat. Draw the belly button in. Perhaps you lift the right leg, activate the right foot. Reach nice and long. All right, so whoop, same thing as earlier. We're going to lift the back leg up as high as we can. Right hand comes towards the right leg. And then reach forward. Bring the right leg up as far as you can. Reach back. And then reach forward. They come together again. Squeeze that right glute if you can, and then reach forward. Do two more. Lift and squeeze. Reach forward. Last one, lift and squeeze. Reach forward. Drop the back foot. Come into your tabletop pose. Big toes together, knees apart, child's pose. Arms come out nice and long. Finding your Ujjayi breath once again. and reconnecting to that light from inside of you. That light that's like the sun that reaches out and connects us all. All right, making your way back into your tabletop pose. Okay, so from here, we're going to find kind of a variation here of a fire hydrant. So you're going to draw the navel in, grip the fingers into the earth, push away from the earth, protecting your wrists and activating your back here. So we're going to start with the right foot. We're going to keep the knee bent, but allow the leg to come up towards the right side. So we'll see why it's fire hydrant. And then we'll bring that right leg back to meet the left, not letting it touch just yet. And then send that right foot up and back behind you. Drop the diaphragm down towards the earth, send the leg up high, squeeze that right glute. Did you know this was going to be an ab and glute class today? I didn't. Okay. Third movement here, we round the spine, bring the knee in towards the nose. Come back to center, and we're going to do that a few more times. So right leg comes out to the side, fire hydrant. Keep the foot active. Squeeze the right glute. Bring the knee back down. Send the foot back behind you, tiger pose. Diaphragm drops down towards the earth. Squeeze the glutes. And then round the spine, knee to nose. Let's do that again. Right knee comes down to center, and then send the right knee out towards the side. Fire hydrant. Knee comes down to meet the left. Send the right foot up towards the sky. Squeeze the glute. And round the spine, knee to nose. Let's come into our tabletop pose. All right, and while we're here in tabletop, we'll move into a puppy for a stretch before we come over to the other side to walking, sorry, hips stay over the knees, walking the arms out long, placing something under your forehead if it doesn't come all the way down to the earth. And if it's in your body, to make it a little more tricky, perhaps you place your chin on the earth instead of the forehead. Slowly walking your hands back into your tabletop pose. All right, and then we're going to come forward. So shifting your weight forward, tuck the elbows and gently lower to the earth. And then I invite you to find your back bend of choice, whatever feels good for you. Whichever variation you come into, shoulders roll back and down your spine. A little bit of a stretch here for the front of the body. And then slowly lowering back down. Either reverse push-up or tabletop. And downward dog. So let's pedal out our feet while we're in our downward dog. Ooh, a little tight today. So we want to make sure we have as much of a bend in our knees as we need. And send the hips back. So not necessarily up towards the sky, but back behind you. Shoulders roll back and down your spine. Trying not to lock out the elbows, grip the fingers. All right, let's make our way back into our tabletop. And then we have those 3 movements on the other side. So just a reminder, if your wrists or hands start to get sore, a couple options are to use the blocks to grip onto if you have blocks, or perhaps you come onto fists instead. This can be done from forearms as well, but it feels really weird. Okay, so we'll start here with the left side. So activate the left foot. Fire hydrant here to begin. Left leg comes out to the side. Lift the knee up as high as you can without tilting open. So we want to keep the hips square towards the earth. Bring the knee back towards the right knee. Send the left foot up and back into your tiger pose. Drop the navel. Look forward. Squeeze the glutes. Round your spine, knee comes towards the nose. And again, left knee comes down towards the right. Send the left leg out towards the side. Bring that knee back down. Send the left foot up and back behind you, tiger pose. Really send the foot up towards the sky. Feel that left glute. Round the spine, knee towards the nose. All right, we got a few more here. So knee comes to meet the right, fire hydrant. Knee comes back down, and then back behind you, tiger. Round the spine, knee to nose. Okay, and again, knee comes down, out to the left, fire hydrant. Keep the hips square to the earth. Send that left leg up as far as you comfortably can. Whoo, I feel it in the right side. Okay, left knee comes down, send the left foot up and back behind you. And then round the spine, knee to nose. Let's come into tabletop. I have no idea how many we did on the first side, sorry. And then we're gonna come into child's pose. Arms come out long. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. Maybe finding that ujjayi breath again. Okay, making your way back into your tabletop. Curling the toes under, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Shifting into your variation of a plank pose. And then shift forward a little bit more, drop the knees if you haven't already, tuck the elbows and lower. Find your back bend of choice. And then slowly lower all the way to the earth. Reverse push-up or tabletop, downward dog. Let's walk the feet or hop the feet up towards the front of the mat into a forward fold. All right, so from here, if you want to bring the earth up a little bit closer to you, please feel free to grab a block. So the block's going to come underneath the hand unless your hand comes to the earth. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the right hand kind of underneath the face, maybe on a block, maybe not. Bend into the right knee, straighten the left, just a micro bend in the left leg, reaching the left arm up towards the sky. And we'll switch. Left hand comes underneath the face, straighten both legs, and then bend into the left knee. Right hand reaches up towards the sky. And we'll bring the right hand down towards the earth. And back into your forward fold. Find your Ujjayi breath. What feels best for you in your forward fold? Maybe you'll grab a hold of opposite elbows, allowing the upper body to hang heavy. Perhaps you sway from side to side. Let's come into a halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs, flat back here. Find equal weight in the four corners of your feet. Draw the navel in and up. Crown of the head reaches forward. So very little weight's going on your hands. Most of that activity is coming from your core. And then hinge from the hips back to your forward fold. Let's bring the hands to the waistline, lengthen the spine, and come on up with a flat back. And find your mountain pose. We're going to find a bit of balance here. So first, mountain pose, feet are hip distance apart on the four corners of your feet. Imagine squeezing a block between your thighs. Notice slight tuck of your tailbone and activation in your lower legs. Shoulders roll back and down the spine, palms face forward. Crown of the head reaches high. All right, you're going to go as far as you feel comfortable in this pose. So we're going to shift the weight over into the left foot, just a micro bend in the left knee. We're going to pick the right foot up off the earth, send that right knee forward. Activate the right foot. So your choice, if you want, you can grab a hold of the right knee and hug the right knee in. Let's all start here, actually. So hugging the right knee in, find a place to focus on that isn't moving. Find your balance. If you have to, you certainly can use a wall or a chair to place one hand on for balance. All right, here's your option. If it's in your body, peace fingers come towards the big toe inside that right knee. Maybe this is as far as you go, or maybe you start to extend the right leg out long in front of you. Bringing the left arm out to the side, somewhere to help you balance. All right, so if you are hugging your knee in, or if the leg is out straight, let's send the right leg out towards the right side. I can't go too far. Continue looking forward. Bringing the right foot back to center, or right knee, and then slowly lower that right foot to the earth. Shake out the legs. Let's just find a half sun salutation, shake everything out. So finding mountain pose. Inhale, extended mountain, reach the arms up, maybe find a slight tuck of the tailbone, open the heart. And exhale, swan diving down into a forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to shins or thighs flat back. Use the core to hold you up. And exhale into a forward fold. Arms come out towards the sides with a flat back, reverse swan dive up. Maybe you find that tuck of the tailbone, open the heart, shine the light. And exhale, come back to your mountain. All right, so other side, find your mountain pose. Shifting your weight into your right foot. Slight micro bend in the right knee. Lifting the left foot up off the earth. Activate that left foot. Perhaps you hug the left knee in. All right, up to you. You can continue hugging the left knee in, or perhaps peace fingers come towards the left big toe, the big toe of the left foot. Slowly start to extend that left leg long. It's a windy day today, I think. It helps to bring the right arm out towards the side to help for balance. And then send the left knee or foot out towards the left side. Keep a slight micro bend in both knees. Or I guess deep bend if you're just hugging the knee in. Slowly bring that left foot forward or left knee forward. And then gently release, give it a good shake. All right, find your mountain pose. The top of your mat, we're done with balancing. On your inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Maybe find that back bend. And on your exhale, flat back swan diving down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. We're going to take a big step back with the right foot, lower the right knee to the earth. Squeeze the inner thighs, allow the upper arms to rise, sink and settle. Woo, we're going to find a twist here. So your option, maybe the arms come out to the side or maybe hands to heart center. We're going to turn towards the left side. If hands are at heart center, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Push into the hands to help you turn. This is our twist for today. Slowly come back, reach the arms up. Hands come down to the earth. We're going to come into a tabletop pose and switch to the other side. Right foot comes forward. Knee is over the ankle. Squeeze the inner thighs to lift and then sink and settle. You're going to find your variation here of a twist, turning towards the right side. Maybe the left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Push into the knee to help you turn. Coming back to that low lunge, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to the floor, come into tabletop. And then you're going to make your way down onto the floor, onto your back body. or your front body if that's more comfortable for you. Finding Shavasana here. All right, can you slow down your breath? Perhaps you find that Ujjayi breath once again. Can you feel your heartbeat? And then again, connecting to that light starting from your navel. Allow that light to start spreading through once again through your body, all the way up to the crown of your head, and all the way down to the tips of your toes. Allow that light to spread, filling the space around you. Reaching everyone and everything close to you. Perhaps this light sends out love and peace. And maybe you allow the light to spread even further. Reaching everyone and everything around you. Know that that light that is within you is also within others. As you shine this light out to others, imagine or feel the light coming in from everyone else. Love and peace, kindness and compassion. Remembering that we are the same. We are all creatures of this earth. We all deserve love and kindness and peace within ourselves and to each other. Maybe there is someone in particular that you wish to send this light to. Maybe it's a community of people. Sending them love and peace. and receiving that love and peace back into your body, into your heart. May we all know peace and love, no matter our gender, color of our skin, religious beliefs, any sexual orientation. We are all one. We are all love. You may stay here as long as you wish. Thank you for joining me this evening. Have a good day.